Hey, what's up, y'all? This your boy, Charles Gregory.
And I'm your girl, Madim Touch.
And you're watching Talk the Talk. Thanks for staying tuned in to another episode of Talk the Talk, where if you can walk the walk, we will definitely talk the talk. And I'm your host, Charles Gregory, with my beautiful co-host.
Good evening, everyone. It's your girl, Touch.
Yeah. So you already know what's going on, Touch. What's the deal?
Look, let's just get right into the good news and bad news. This is a jam-packed episode, and there's some ish going on.
Some ish going on is going down. So which you want to go first? Good news or bad news?
Let's get the bad news out of the way because I'm not leaving my viewers on a bad note.
Bad news out the way?
Yes, out of the way.
Bad news. How about, should I just say the Dominican Republic?
The DR.
The D.
Yo, I'm never going to that country, okay?
Yeah, they tripping, man.
I'm just putting it out there. No hate, no shade to my Dominican Republic.
Listen,
okay?
They disrespectful.
They making all the quote-unquote Haitian descent people, which mean blacks.
Yes.
Out of the country. Out of the country. Like, basically flipped the switch and said, all right, peace, y'all. Okay, Now we know a lot of people went there after the earthquake a few years back, so look, I get it. Okay, I get it. You got a lot of folks there undocumented, but they share an island.
It's disrespectful. Half of they're all the same people anyway.
All the same people anyway.
Don't let me just don't get me started on that. But I'm just saying it's disrespectful, man.
Charles,
I can't.
25,000 people already just left on their own accord. It was like, all right, you know what? I'm gonna go to Haiti. It is what it is. Mm-hmm. But a lot of people who've been there for 20 some odd years and just never got registered as a citizen, they don't have nowhere to go.
Nowhere to go.
And that's what they trying to do here in America.
And you know, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram is all popping. You gotta see some of the shots where, they're like walking up to people in like these mobs and like kicking them off their motorcycles and like talking about you have to go, like you're done. You have to go to wherever they putting them. It's just I just can't believe it because I was a fan of the DR, and I think what's that? Punta Cana?
Yeah, everybody be going there.
Listen, I was about to plan my trip. Guess
they
what?
Gonna think you Haitian and they gonna send your ass to Haiti.
I ain't going.
Sock say, y'all.
Not good these nuts. I ain't doing it.
No, but they gonna lose that money, yo.
All day. Yeah.
So good news. What's the good news?
Good news. So you want good news? Good news, and this is very inspiring.
Okay.
A 15-year-old.
Okay.
Listen, you ready for this?
Yes.
15-year-old becomes youngest black pilot to fly across the country.
That's that young lady.
Yes, little Kimberly.
So cute.
So cute. Inspired by Tuskegee Airmen, 15-year-old Kimberly flew in a single engine, I'm not sure if I'm saying this right, Cessna cross country from her homeland of Compton.
Wow.
To Newport News, VA. That's big.
Wow, that's big.
That's big. What's even bigger is that her co-pilot, kind of as a safety pilot, right? They call it safety pilot, was 87-year-old Levi Thornhill.
Oh.
Yes, which he is a former, I guess I shouldn't say former, he is a Tuskegee Airman pilot, right? During World War II. So he flew all across, and then when they got the VA, about 87 Tuskegee Airmen autographed the plane. That was big. That was big. I thought that was so amazing, man. Look, it's just one of those things, man. Congratulations, little Kimberly, man. That's inspiring because we for the kids.
Yeah.
And we talk about STEAM, right? Science, technology, engineering, arts, and math. This is everything in one. congratulations to
that is
little
great
Kimmy.
news. CNN ain't gonna report that though, are they?
How about that, right? On everything else. How about Fox? Did you see it on Fox?
No, you ain't gonna see it on Fox.
I ain't see it on Fox.
But you know where you did see it.
I know that's right.
Right here on Talk the Talk.
You already know, so take us out.
All right, good. See, thank you so much for leaving us on a good note, Charles.
Yeah, no doubt.
Guys, we have a huge episode. Okay, huge. We have a lot of interviews where when I was out on maternity, we just talked to you, Kiana, Amanda. A lot of our correspondents talked to some awesome people, and so we just wanted to make sure we got to give you guys an opportunity to see some of those awesome interviews.
Yeah, no doubt. We'll do a little compilation. Put all of them together so you can see them good. This is going to be a good show.
Yes, good show and jam-packed. So on that note, go get your drink of water, whatever you do, use the restroom, come right back, because you're watching Talk the Talk.
Thank you,
Charles.
What does heat, talented interviews, and girl power have in common?
Sounds like Simply Monica, if you ask me.
You're right again.
I'm Coco Key.
And I'm Charles Gregory, and this is Talk the Talk.
Talk the Talk, y'all.
Simply Monica, we had her on.
Okay.
We brought her on. She has her own radio show.
Yes.
You know, comes on really early too.
Yes.
Morning show kind of. You know, she brings it on. But she said, you know what? I wanted to solidify my own. I wanted to build my own brand, and I wanted to do what I want to do. I'm creating my own radio show, my own radio station.
And I
Entrepreneur.
Supporting the women, and I hate to have to say women entrepreneurs, but let's just face it. You know, we gotta make sure we show them love and show support, especially in this media industry because it's male dominated.
Male dominated.
And then D. Lee was on there, right?
Yeah.
And so what was he? How did he put his 2 cents?
I mean, you know, he was assistant in her career path and what she was doing. You
very
know?
supportive.
And, yeah, very as a kind of consultant, big brother type of situation. And, you know, it was a good deal. So, you know, D. Lee, I respect D. Lee. I know him from when I was a little young buck, you know, and he was just like, he was really in Philadelphia, one of the biggest comedians in Philadelphia, but he's doing this thing. He's saved now. Right?
Okay.
So he's doing a lot in kind of like the Christian circle and things like that, you know. Feel good comedy,
Hey man, we need some of that sometimes, right? Rage Against the Ratchet.
Rage Against the Ratchet. You get Rage Against the Ratchet, you need some feel good music.
Exactly.
Right? Feel good comedy.
Good comedy.
Yeah.
All right, well, guys, check out this interview. Simply Monica, D. Lee. Again, shout out to Charles and Coco Key, Kiana, holding down that interview. Check it out.
Thanks for staying tuned in and not going anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. Look, this is an excellent segment of the show. Look, it's getting hot. It's getting hot, ladies and gentlemen.
It's getting
Talk
heated.
the talk. She said it's getting heated. Because you know who's here. Simply Monica's in the building and my beautiful co-host,
Kiana, or Coco Key.
Coco Key, Kiana. We in the building with Simply Monica. So thanks for staying tuned in and not going anywhere.
Of course.
Absolutely. I see we got some guests.
Yes, we do.
Let's talk about it.
We've expanded.
Yes.
Yes, we have expanded. Again,
right in front of their face. Let's talk about it.
Just like that. Trust and believe, and in that order. Heat 100 Radio is something that we launched September the 1st, and when I say we launched, it was about the brand. Simply Monica is a brand, and I had been doing a lot of things, and actually my career catapulted in radio from a nomination that I got last year with the Philly Hip Hop Awards. It was very new to me. When I first got into radio, I was straight R&B.
Okay.
Somebody said to me, you know what, but Philly's hip hop. Philly is, you know, it's a culture. Hip hop is a culture. So I started opening up the door and having a lot of interviews with a lot of the local artists, and lo and behold, they fell in love with me. They started saying my name everywhere, and Jimmy the Saint, who was one of the owners of Urban Celebrity Magazine. He said to me, I want you to host Summerfest and at the TLA. I was like, what? At the TLA? Wow. Sure I will. Yeah, so I called up. No, he really didn't. So I called up my stylist, Miss Passionart, and I said, listen, I'm doing this kiddie function at the TLA. Summerfest was for kids. I said, I need to look. So she got an outfit together for me, went to the TLA that night, didn't know that I was going to actually have a co-host that night. I thought I was just hosting. Yeah. Short-lived.
The bubble pop.
Yeah, the bubble pop. But
she was there.
I know that's right.
She was there.
I was definitely there. And when I walked out on the stage, I was introduced to someone who looked me up and down like, who is she? Oh, she's just another somebody that he messing with, thinking that I was, you know. But we co-hosted together, and he tried to outdo me on the stage. Didn't know his name at the time, but then after I outdid him on the stage, we cut to a little break, and we introduced ourselves, and that's when I met this guy right here.
Wow.
Actually, a year ago today.
Wow.
A year ago today.
Wow.
A year ago today, September the 8th at the TLA. Plex.
Yes, we met on stage. I'm one part owner of Urban Celebrity Magazine.
No doubt.
So I usually do all the hosting for the Urban Celebrity Magazine shows at the TLA.
Okay.
And like she said, it's always like an influx of females that come in and out and co-host with me.
Yeah.
So she was the latest one at the time. I didn't know anything about her.
Thought I was a young girl.
Right.
Yeah.
I seen her name on the flyer. So okay, Simply Monica. Okay, it's the next one. All right, cool.
He said the next one.
She got on stage and we hosted the show. We actually had a lot of chemistry. Just off, just right away.
Right. Natural energy.
It has to happen. It's
Yeah.
hard to have a good chemistry.
It is. And when it happens, it happens.
Yeah.
No doubt.
And you got to hold on to it.
Absolutely.
Right.
So, ever since then, we've been in touch and just been rocking out with each other and supporting each other. And, the journey led us here.
The talk.
Yes.
Talk.
Yeah.
Urban Celebrity Magazine is something that was passionate to Plex, and a lot of artists came through there. So a lot of artists that would come on to my show, because he supported my show, he listened all the time, he would pick some of these people and he would text me and be like, get that information, I want them on the next magazine or whatever. And we just, again, he took a lot of beating from me. Like, every female has to have that man that they vent to, but you can't vent to the husband.
Right.
And it's just like, like a little brother. Little
Right.
brother, he's younger than me.
Little brother.
And and that's what happened. I would talk to him all the time about things that I was going through, and he would always say to me, "Okay, but you can do it. This is what you do." And
That's a good man.
Yeah,
right
you've
there.
done this.
Yeah.
So you can excel at anything.
So the day came when he's like, well, why don't you just do it yourself? And I'm like, I can't do it myself. He's like, you can do it yourself. So we pondered with that for like 3 months. I would call him and I would rant, like, you know what, I'm going to do it myself. Then like the next day would come and I was like, well, you know what, I'm loving it here. So he got tired of hearing me always say, I'm going to do it, and I never did it. I would never do it. June the 15th was coming. That is Teray, who comes and co-hosts with me on Wednesdays. It was coming up, and somebody that was very, very dear to him, just listening to him talk. He hadn't talked to this person in a very long time. So I said, you know what? I'm going to reach out to this person. Prayerfully, he's going to get back in contact with me. I mean, I was crossing my fingers when I hit the DM and hit send. And sure enough, not even 5 minutes later, this guy over here.
And you become the transition.
This man right here, Mr. D. Lee, who has done just his resume, his accolades.
Yeah, we know.
Legend.
Growing
He's a legend.
up. Yeah.
And for
our
him,
generation.
For him to say, I've been watching you.
Right. Wow.
I was, you watching me? And he said, when I come to Philly, I'm going to look you up. And again, somebody like him, like, yeah, whatever, dude. So, I mean, really, somebody like him. And about 2 weeks ago, on a Tuesday, because I'm always on my Instagram, I'm always on social media, and I see a message. Guess who's coming home? At Simply Monica. Then it was at somebody else and at somebody else. But I was first. I was skipping. I called Plex. I'm like, yo, guess what?
And I was the first.
You was hyped too, right? Huh?
He really was.
You got at me first. I'm like, what? You didn't have me? No, you didn't have to.
So Mr. D. Lee said to me, when I get there, I'm going to come and see you. And I'm like, okay. And I gave him the address as to where I was and everything. And again, not believing that he was even going to stop in and see me, because then the next message that I got was, well, I got to be in New York. And I'm like, I knew it. But the next day, which was a Wednesday, and that day just keeps replaying in my head, a knock came at the door at 11:25 in the morning, and sure enough, he walked in, and I couldn't believe it.
His word. Yeah,
I couldn't believe it. He sat down across the table from me and pretty much was saying to me, if it's something that you want and you want to do it, then do it. And then, you know, he's like, whatever you need from me, I'll be there for you. And just knowing his background and who he is today, definitely a man of his word. And again, that wasn't even the end, you guys. God is so good.
Yes, he is.
That was not the end of it. The next day, he was supposed to leave that Thursday. That Thursday, I was having a staff meeting with my new staff for Heat 100. And I was just texting D-Lee because he said he was leaving. I texted him and said, you know what, thank you so much for the talk. Thank you for everything. He says, well, you know what? I'm not leaving until tomorrow. And I'm like, oh my God, don't be a groupie. Don't be a groupie.
Why not? I need you to come down here right now.
I had the interview. I'm like, don't be a groupie. Don't stop it. Don't ask for anything else. But I said, you know what? YOLO. You only live once.
Exactly.
And I said, I texted him back, what are you doing tonight? He says, nothing. I said, can you come and speak to my staff
now?
He said yes.
That's definitely wonderful.
Right.
Yeah.
I love that you guys came to the show, and I would like to thank you for coming up.
Yeah.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Yeah, definitely. So, what can we how can they find out about the Heat?
Everything is
I
branded.
just said it. I just said it. Everything is
Heat100.
heat100radio.com. All the social media is Heat100. I mean, everything. That's what branding is about. You have to own your brand and say the same thing over and over and over again.
You guys have an app, right?
Heads. Definitely. What do we?
You got an app, right?
Do we got an app, right?
Matter of fact, let me see. Let me check it out. We gotta check that out.
You know,
Yeah, plug.
The app came before the website.
Yeah.
You know, we moved it.
Yeah, download the app.
The app is available on Apple
No doubt.
and Android. So you definitely go to either phone you have.
Right.
Go ahead and download it.
Or your iPad. It's
Your
also
iPad.
Right, it's there.
Yeah.
It's there already.
And we'll make sure that where my camera. There we go. Bring that camera over here. We'll make sure that this airs and you can find it on their app.
yes, we have that. We do. We have that.
We'll make it happen.
There you
right?
go.
We'll make
Uh-huh.
it happen. Exactly.
Yeah.
So I like to thank you guys for coming to the show, and you guys are definitely friends of the show.
Yeah,
so
nice to meet
anytime
you.
you'd like to come back, you had something popping, let us know.
All right, remember you said that.
We're back tomorrow. We pop
us
every
know.
day.
I know that's right. Well, we'll let Tony J.
Tony J.
Contact her.
Exactly.
Our people give it to people, and we
Right.
can be friends.
Yeah, we sure
That's
can.
what's up. That's what's up.
Appreciate it, man.
No
But
doubt.
before we go, we definitely just also want to say Heat 100 Radio is the radio station that keeps it 100 at all times. So follow us on all of our social media at Heat 100 Radio.
No doubt, no doubt. And what that sound like? Talk the talk. All the time. Keep it all the way 100. Because if you can walk the walk, we'll definitely talk the talk. I'm your host, Charles Gregory, with the beautiful
Kiana,
Simply
I'm back.
Monica and Heat. The heat is in the building.
Yes.
Heat. So, don't go anywhere. We got to wrap all this up, y'all. This your boy, Charles Gregory, and we out. Talk the talk.
Hi, I'm Marvin Mack. You're watching Talk the Talk with Charles Gregory and Madim Touch.
Hey everybody, you fabulous people out there, welcome back to Talk the Talk. I am Amanda Johnson filling in for the fabulous Miss Madim Touch with your host.
Charles Gregory, what's up? What's up?
Well, welcome back. I hope that you enjoyed that segment. And we are here with Marvin Mack, and his motto is, it's not a name, it's an attitude.
Love it.
Cool, calm, and collective.
Can't you tell? Can't you tell?
You see, he already got that flow already, but you know, it's not a name, it's an attitude. Give us some information about where that thought process comes from.
Well, if you look at the history of most designers, when they design clothing, they're trying to sell you a lifestyle. And we're telling you that we're not selling you a lifestyle. We're telling you to come with our clothing or our hats is an attitude. And that attitude will bring that lifestyle that you want, which is hopefully, if your attitude is great, your success is even greater.
You got a point there. So since we're talking about hats, I want to take a peek at this hat that you're wearing today. So let me hold it.
You know, I'll let you check it out.
You're gonna let me check it out. Okay. Now I like the fact that you could wear this with a lot of different items.
Yes, you can.
Right.
And bam, lining. You ain't got to worry about when you sweat a little bit that it's gonna come out. This quality right here.
Oh yeah, well, you know, quality is for those who know that they deserve it.
Oh, I heard that.
Oh, that's right.
Right.
So now, is this the only style of hats? Do you make multiple styles of hats?
Oh no, we have about 11 different styles, anywhere from baseball to Jeff caps, Ivy League caps, Apple Jacks, the railroad caps. We have a large variety of different type hats, and we use different type fabrics, so that it doesn't have to be your traditional red, blue, or whatever. You know, basically, we try to give it that individuality. You know, instead of having a cookie cutter look.
Exactly. I see you got your brand here, Marvin Mack. Okay.
I mean, I love the patchwork too. The patchwork, so I know it takes a long time. And I mean, as you can see, Fashionably 5, ladies and gentlemen, you've seen a few of those hats there. But I'm really interested in kind of like the manufacturing part of it. You know.
Okay. Well, the thing about these particular hats, they're not manufactured.
Right.
They're handmade by me. So each hat is handmade, you know, by me for right now. And as the company grows, we'll get more people, but we'll keep it as more as a handmade item. And this way, you won't have to see yourself coming and going. Right. You know, we try to have a limited run on things because a lot of people don't want to see themselves coming and going. You know, it's just, you're an individual, so why not dress like one?
Exactly. Now, people, this hat is done very well. The stitching is beautiful. Yes. The lining is beautiful. This is a quality hat. Even though you saw the Fashion 5 segment, but I just wanted to add my 2 pennies and say
2 pennies. Rub them together because it's a fashionable hat. There you go.
You know,
beautifully done.
Yes,
beautiful.
Yes.
Well, that's one thing that we try to live by. Image will get you in the door, knowledge will keep you there. We provide the image, you'll have to get the knowledge.
Hey, I like that.
Interesting. Wow. So what do you say about people who, you know, who has the image but not necessarily knowledge, and then they go into, you know, that realm of designing, and you know, what would you say about it?
It's a lot of things is trial and error. You know, even when you go get educated, you still go through that process of actually doing it, you know, from the book. Because, you know, some of the things with designing clothes are more so putting them together. Garment construction, that's what I do, garment construction, is that people have different systems. Sometimes you'll take and create your own system and make it work for you. Right. So to say, you know, you're gonna have a lot of trial and error. But that's what brings growth. Right. You know, the mistakes sometimes bring growth. You know, not to go that way again. Yeah. So, you know, I mean, I'm to this point where I do hats. I do these hats. So, you know, I mean,
do these hats, yo. I know
make it work.
Day in and day out. So, you know, I know a hat inside out.
Right,
you know,
right.
This particular hat now, a felt hat that's a whole nother process. Okay. These are cut and sew, where I make the pattern, I cut it, put it together, and create the look that I wanted to have.
So what makes your hats different than, let's say, maybe Kango, who you know has been making hats, or you know, it's a lot of, you know.
Well, Kango is a more generic brand, you know, and that's sometimes happening with companies as they get larger, they become more generic with their product. Where, you know, when it was small, you were able to have a more hands-on type approach with it, and as it gets bigger, it's so many facets to it.
So if we, you know, I like to tell a lot of my, you know, people, the people who watch this show, right? Our audience, I tell them, look, if it's something that you like, you go out and get it, but, you know, be critical about it. You know, so what separates your hat from everybody else's? Why should our viewers go out and buy, you know, a Marvin Mack exclusive? You know,
that's a good one. Well, the reason why we use quality fabrics. Okay. The fabrics that we use could be anywhere from cashmere, Super 100, Super 120s. If you know about fabrics, you'll know those type of fabrics, and that's what separates our hats from some of the other hats, and also the quality and the construction. And each hat is lined. See, you know, when you're in the fabrics, there's different thread counts.
Right.
You know, like you hear people talk about Egyptian cotton.
Yeah, definitely.
It's wools out there that's so fine that you wouldn't even believe it's wools.
Yeah.
And those are the fabrics
like
that
cashmere.
I use. See, for me to go get cheaper fabrics and to do this hat, then I'm in competition with China and whoever else is mass producing them.
I see.
I can't compete with them.
Right,
so, you know, quality is for those who know that they deserve it. If you believe that you deserve quality, then come see me, because I'm gonna give
And
you a
you're the
quality
designer.
garment. Right.
So if they're coming to you to get a hat, they can ask you about the story. Does each hat have a personal story? Is it personal love being put into it? Like, you know, I want you to, you know, because my people, they spend money. We have a fashionable group, you know.
Well,
not to mention that you have, you know, sorry for cutting
Right.
you off,
No, it's all
because I
good.
want to give you your kudos,
Right,
you
it's all
know,
good.
because we celebrate, you know, African American businesses, or should I say people of color businesses,
Right.
Because when you talk about just European style or people, you know, of different, you know, affluence and cultures, you know, sometimes they, you know, have a stranglehold on a certain market where when it comes to us, you know, it's hard for us to navigate through that. You know what I mean? And I think that you're doing an excellent job.
Right. Well, you know, they had the marketing power. The marketing power is what causes people to go like, yo, I want to get that particular product. But like I said, you know, I get high-end fabrics, and each one of these hats are handmade.
There you go.
And what else it allows you to do, say that you came in and you wanted a certain look for a certain outfit, certain affair, we could produce that for you.
So you could do a custom piece.
Yeah, we could do
a
custom
I
for
know
you.
that's right.
So that you can put your own little thing onto it. So
That's
we also do that, you know, whereas though if you say, oh man, I'm going to this joint, I want to funk this joint out, we can do that.
I know that's right.
Yeah. So it, like statements are made without saying a word. Let us help you make your statement.
So where can they find like a lot of your hats and stuff like that?
Okay, well, we have a website, the MarvinMackCollection.com. If you go to the website, you'll see a variety of particular hats that we have. And we're really selling everything from the website, and also V Boutique, which is in Germantown.
Okay,
It's,
Philly.
7176, I believe.
Yes.
And they carry a large selection of the Marvin Mack collection, and you should have the opportunity to go check them out. They can use your support, and I can use it also.
I know that's right. I know that. So who would you say your biggest competitors are?
Oh, I would say
You're doing the market research. That's part of who my competitors.
That's
my
the knowledge
competitors.
part. The
I would
knowledge.
say Bassolini, Stinson.
Okay.
I would say Gucci. I would say
Get 'em.
Oh yeah, all the top notch.
I know that's
you know,
right. You see how swag popped in? He's like, you know, I mean, all the time. That's what's up.
Cool, calm,
and collective. I know that's right. Lotto. Good job.
I got that. I got you. Look, I got the motions and everything for you.
Yeah,
Get 'em,
there you go. But yeah, so all the top guys. Like I said, we don't, you know, I'm not knocking the hats that's on the stand. If that's what you into, then that's what you into. But if you want a quality product, come to us, because we're gonna get the best of fabrics. We're gonna get the best of linings, and we're gonna create that look that you want to give you the confidence. So when you step out and say, "Yo, I know I'm right."
Now, does your being an entrepreneur hurt your relationship?
Great question.
No, because if you know what they say is no I in team. If it is a team, they know that the grind is what it is, and you got to.
That's right.
Well, there's a me if you manipulate it.
See? And that's why she's our co-host. You know? And that's why she's our co-host, filling in for the beautiful Madam Touch.
Madam Touch.
So before we let you go, is this something? Go ahead.
he
Here
got
you
it.
go.
Go ahead,
You
go
see the
ahead.
bell thing? He said, hold up.
If you and I are together, right, and I tell you, every day I'm laying in bed chilling, and you going to work, and you be like, "Yo, babe, why you not going to work?" And it's like, well, you know, I figured that you needed me here, you wanted me here, so the business is going to suffer. So what you gonna say? Get up?
Yeah, pancakes would be good right about now.
Yeah, right.
Ah,
exactly.
man. See, that's what I mean. See, ladies and gentlemen, this is the problem. And when Madam Touch is here, this is the arguments we have. You want to be all booed up, but you don't want us to work. Like, which one is it? You want us there, you know, and you know, making the food, and you want us to take care of household and all this old good stuff, but then
Did I do good flashback? Did I do good?
flashback. Oh, and with that said, there's nothing else left to be said. This This is Talk the Talk. Thanks for staying tuned into another episode. This is what we do all day, every day. This is Talk the Talk. I'm your host, Charles Gregory, with my beautiful co-host.